detailing the relentless execution spree in Iran, which has transformed prisons across the country into sites of mass killings, with the authorities executing at least 853 people in 2023, amid relentless repression and renewed lethal war on drugs. The Iranian authorities have intensified their use of the death penalty to instill fear among the population and tighten their grip on power in the aftermath of the Woman Life Freedom Uprising of September-December 2022. The briefing also raises alarm over the disproportionate impact of the authorities' lethal anti-narcotics policies on poor and marginalized communities. The number of executions in 2023 is the highest recorded since 2015 and marks a 48% increase from 2022 and a 172% increase from 2021. In Iran, laws are created by the Islamic Consultative Assembly, also known as the Parliament of Iran. They must be verified by the Guardian Council and signed by the President of Iran. The laws must be consistent with Sharia, although many laws are derived from pre-revolution civil law, rather than Sharia. For example, while almost 80% of Iranian executions are for drug traffickers, drug trafficking laws are part of Iranian civil law, not Sharia law. There are three types of criminal courts. Criminal courts of first instance try serious crimes, hate crimes, and cases crimes, such as murder, rape, and theft. These courts can issue death sentences. Criminal courts of second instance try misdemeanors and contraventions. The Islamic Revolutionary Courts try offenses aimed against the state and its associated institutions. Crimes include smuggling, terrorism, counterfeiting, and treason. The revolutionary courts can also issue death sentences. Capital punishment is a legal penalty in Iran. The list of crimes punishable by death includes murder, rape, child molestation, homosexuality, drug trafficking, armed robbery, kidnapping, terrorism, burglary, incest, fornication, adultery, sodomy, sexual misconduct, prostitution, plotting to overthrow the Islamic government, political dissidence, sabotage, arson, rebellion, apostasy, blasphemy, extortion, counterfeiting, smuggling, recidivist consumption of alcohol, producing or preparing food, drink, cosmetics, or sanitary items that lead to death when consumed or used, producing and publishing pornography, using pornographic materials to solicit sex, capital perjury, recidivist theft, certain military offenses, waging war against God, spreading corruption on earth, espionage, and treason. In most cases, about 90%, executions are carried out in a provincial prison in the province where the crime took place. In serious cases, the criminal is publicly executed at the spot the crime was committed. Many serious criminals or drug-related criminals are sent to larger, more centralized prisons, such as Evan and Gohardasht prisons in Tehran and Vakilabad prison in Mashhad. A death sentence can be appealed to the Supreme Court of Cassation of Iran, which can affirm or deny the sentence. If the Supreme Court of Cassation finds irregularities, it can send the case to a lower court for a retrial. There is no limit on the number of times that a defendant may appeal, but if guilt is established, the court will affirm the sentence. In murder and rape cases, the perpetrator can ask for forgiveness from the victim's family. In other cases, the perpetrator can ask for clemency from the Amnesty and Pardons Commission of Iran to reduce their sentences. The Islamic Republic of Iran executed over 1,000 prisoners in 86 prisons across the country in 2024, according to a report by the National Council of Resistance of Iran. Death toll is an unprecedented figure in the past 3 decades, and represents an increase of 16% from the 864 executions conducted in 2023. Most of the regime's executions took place in the latter half of the year. Almost 70% occurred after the July election of President Masoud Pezeshkian. About 47% took place in the fourth quarter of 2024, when the regime faced severe defeats in the region and mounting economic and social crisis. Since the start of 2025, Iran has executed at least 15 prisoners in various prisons. Prisoners were elevated by using a crane and then hanged. It typically takes several minutes for the execution to be carried out when using the crane method. The executions in Malaya prison. Mohammad Shafi Musavi, convicted of murder, was hanged at dawn. Bandar Abbas prison. 3 prisoners were executed. One was identified as Hidayat Ghasemi from Rudan, convicted on drug-related charges. The other 2, Afghan nationals, remain unidentified. Yasa prison. Pezman Masoudi Kushk, around 25 years old, was executed at dawn. He had been convicted of murder. Ghazel Hessa prison, Kurai. 10 prisoners were executed. 2 of them, including Mohammad Hossein Mohammadi Far and an Afghan national named Pasha, were convicted on drug-related charges. 8 others had been convicted of murder. Details of 3 cases, reported by Rukna, are as follows. Arsha, born in the 2000s, killed his stepfather with a handgun during an argument in December 2022. Amir, an Afghan national, was arrested in July 2022 for killing a man during a fight and was sentenced to death. Another prisoner, who killed his brother-in-law in October 2022 over an inheritance dispute, was among those executed. The executions come amid growing concerns about the rising number of death sentences in Iran. Iran executed 3 Afghan nationals on the first day of 2025 at Ghazel Hessa prison in Kurai. Iran executed 2 individuals from Afghanistan and 1 Baloch national in Bandar Abbas prison. They were executed without holding a last meeting with their families. Iran executed more than 70 Afghan citizens in 2024, a nearly 300% increase compared to the previous year, according to the Iran Human Rights Organization. Most of these executions were for drug-related offenses, with the majority carried out at Ghazel Hessa Central Prison. The rise in executions has paralleled the return of the Taliban to power in Afghanistan, with the number of Afghan nationals executed in Iran increasing over the past 3 years. 16 executions in 2022, 25 executions in 2023, and 72 executions as of November 2024. In 2024, the Department of Statistics and Publication of Human Rights Activists in Iran documented 812 cases related to the right to life, including the sentencing of 214 individuals to death and the execution of 930 individuals. Among these, 4 executions were carried out in public. Of those executed, 818 were male, 26 were female, and 5 were juvenile offenders, individuals under 18 years old at the time of their alleged crimes. Executions related to drug offenses have continuously increased over the past 4 years in Iran. According to Iran Human Rights Monitor, the number of executions last year rose by 17% compared to the previous year, reaching 993 executions. Despite the judiciary's frequent lack of formal acknowledgement, independent human rights organizations' evidence shows that Iran has the highest number of executions globally. Thank you for watching Death Row.